Hello everyone, Leah here. In today's video, I want to share with you a fun, simple way that you can understand tonal values when you're creating art. Now, there is a simple way to understand tonal values in a photograph, and that's when you take a photo like this and turn it into something like this. So you take a colored image and turn it into a black and white photo, and then you can go about creating your art. But what if you are new to art? What if you're not actually someone that classifies themselves as a quote-unquote artist, but an individual that does art as a hobby or as a tool towards healing because it helps you calm your mind or calm stress and anxiety? You use it because you need it as a way to bring peace into your day. But you also want to get better at it. You want to understand the tools that you're using, the colors, and how they interact with each other. And one way you can do that is by learning the tonal value of your colors and how they interact with each other. So today I want to show you how I've gotten better at doing tonal values and just take you from step one all the way down to the finished me just exploring it. So basically, I do little tonal exercises, and I think these are fun because I make them fun by picking out colors that I just think would be great as a color palette together. Exploring color is something that I absolutely love to do, and I even have a video up on how you can learn color in a simple and fun way by using a small sketchbook or any sketchbook, it's up to you. I use this one to explore colors and color palettes. But today we want to take that a little bit further by taking those color palette colors that we love together and then rearranging them in a way that allows us to know which ones are our lights and our darks. So the first step for me is to actually just pick out the colors that I think would make a great color palette together. So let's do that together. Now I have all my supplies here with me, and I'm just going to start grabbing things that I am drawn to. So this blue is really calling to me right now. What color do I think would be great with it? This one. And you know what? Because I'm absolutely obsessed with this pink right now. That color. And I don't know, this one's really calling to me. What else should I put in there? This one. And you know what? Let's just throw a random color in here. I'm kind of wanting to put this color in here. I'm not too sure how it'll look as a total color palette, but based on the cap colors, I feel like these colors go well together. So now that I've got these colors picked out, what I want to do is figure out what color is the lightest and the darkest based on the swatch. So the color swatching of the actual item. I call it the cap color because I go based on the colors of the caps of the markers. So what this color and these colors on the barrel of the pencil is. So I want to rearrange them into which color do I think is the lightest to darkest. First, let me just make sure I'm in camera. I am. Okay, I can go this much lower. Okay. So I think my pink is the lightest color. And then probably this color. Probably blue. You know, based on this, I would say this marker and this color, and then this is a really dark one. So obviously it's my darkest color that I have. And now that I've arranged them, I want to swatch them out on here. So there's that color. And then my marker. What you can do, it's all going to be based on your own personal preference. You can do this as messy as you like or as organized. So if you want, you can tape off sections, you can label each one that you're using. I like to just swatch them in a simple manner that makes it less clinical and more explorative. Exploring, nope. Just not gonna have the right word for that. Explorate, nope. You know this is gonna bother me for a while. You know when you like hear a word in your head and you can say it, but when you try to put it into words, it just doesn't come out of your mouth right? That's how I'm feeling right now. Okay, so once I do this step, and I've swatched them all out, I'm going to take a look at my actual drawing and I'm going to go, okay, now that I've seen them swatched out, is this the correct order from lightest to darkest? No. Pink, definitely yes. I would probably, I don't know, probably change this order around. I don't know. I feel like these are misleading. Like this blue looks darker, but it's a light blue. And this is kind of like a darker peachy coral color. These might be in a different order. You know what? I'm gonna do it this way. Okay. I could be wrong. That's okay. It's all about figuring it out and learning as we go. So next, I'm going to swatch them again. In the order I think they should be based on the colors that I can see. Oop, that one's really close to that one. That's okay. And my darkest. Okay. Okay, so now that I've swatched these two out, I'm actually going to grab my phone. Problem is, I'm currently recording this with my phone. So what I'm gonna do is switch over to using a different camera to record the next steps that I take, and then switch back so we can do the next stage together. So just give me 1 second. Hopefully this works. So the next stage of this setup is taking a photograph with my phone. So I'm going to angle it where I'm from above, take a photo, and then swatch over to here. What I like to do is duplicate the photo and then hit edit. Go over here to where you're going to select your black and white and then hit done. And now we can take a look at the colors that we have and which ones are actually really light and which ones get dark. As you can see, I was really wrong about the blue. So the proper order is to do the pink, the coral. These two look fairly similar, so you can zoom in and see the color range. I would actually say the blue might be that touch darker. So then you go there and then go to your darker colors, and obviously I got those ones right, and then have it like that. All right, now that I know what the proper order is, I can swatch them out again. Sorry, let me just move this a bit. Sometimes when it comes to colors, we can be misled by how they look very luminous and maybe super bright in color, you know, a vibrant color. But even though it's vibrant or maybe a little muted in tone, it can still be darker on the value scale or lighter on the value scale, which is why I've really have been enjoying doing these exercises, because while I was doing my some of these, I would find that I would put colors next to each other and I just did not like how they worked together, because it felt like I was looking at the same color even though I knew they were different. And now that I try to swatch, like find something in here, I probably, yeah, like something in here where I would be doing like similar looking colors and they just kind of like all blended together. And it's because they're gonna probably, most likely, I didn't check this, but they're most likely because they are from the same tonal range on a scale from light to dark. And when you want to have separation to show dramatic emotions or anything like that, having an understanding of how your colors look next to each other in that regard can be quite helpful for expression. I feel like at this moment in time, I need to have a little disclaimer and just say, I'm sorry for any noise you might hear in the background. You can't tell based on the lighting in the room because I'm using a studio light because it's just so dark outside today. But the time has jumped since the beginning half of this video to now. My body said, if you don't eat right now, there will be consequences. So the house is just a little bit more livelier right now. So there's noises going on in the background. And if you hear anything, it's not me. Now, where was I? Right. Okay, so when I'm at this stage, I like to do, you know, a note or a little illustration. So I thought today we can do a full-blown illustration. It's gonna be a quick one. I'm thinking just something simple like a boat or, okay, not a boat, that's not me. You know what? Lemons are my favorite go-to. So let's do some lemons. I'm gonna quickly just do a quick outline of what it's gonna be. I think oh yeah, okay. So like a little cut lemon here and maybe have like, you know, the center there and a lemon wedge here. Okay. And then I'm going to, because this is the lightest color, make it my center. And then kind of like that, the bits that stick out. And that's kind of like this part, right? When it's a wedge. But we're gonna have it, because this is shadowed. So, And these type of explorations don't have to be fancy. It can be the quickest sketch you've ever done in your life, or it can be a full-blown exploration into a subject matter you really like. It doesn't have to be perfect. Kind of want this part. Now, what color do we think would be a good color for, you know what? Let's do this for some of the shadows on the inside that you get. Now, if you're not comfortable with just drawing things like this from memory because you are either new to art or it is something that you are trying to do as a way to combat any chronic health issues that you have. And I know it doesn't help with the physical aspect of chronic health issues, but it does help with the mental aspect, because you want to get yourself out of your body and do something that relaxes you, silences you, just helps. Pull up a reference image. You can find them if you don't have fruit in your house to just cut and eat and have in front of you while you're doing something. You can find reference images online on places like Unsplash, and they can really help you with finding anything. So if you wanted to do a lemon like me and you don't want to go by memory, you can find something from there that you can use as your reference image. We'll probably have something in here, right? It's darker there. And then, oops, wrong side. This one will probably have here. And then here is darker. In that part. If you're wondering, but where's the darkest color? I'm going to use it as shadows. So here's a shadow of that, and then kind of like here. And because this part is behind it, I'm going to give it a layer. Ooh, that's a nice dark layer. And then, because it too gets a shadow. It's not a fancy shadow, but a shadow nonetheless. Just going to go in here, kind of fill in some of the spots. Add some more blue. And make this a little bit darker. And there we go. A quick study into tonal values and just experimenting with our colors. Now that we've reached the end of today's tonal exercises, how do you feel about it? Do you find this to be simpler and an easier way to learn your supplies in a fun way? I know I find it to be fun, but what about you guys? Is this something that you'd like to try for yourselves? If you have any questions about the steps that I took, how I do this, or even the supplies that I'm using, let me know in the comments section below. And I'll make sure to get back to you as soon as possible. If this is your first time finding one of my videos, hello and welcome. If you are interested in the subject matter that I discussed today, like using art as a tool towards healing or learning more about art and the supplies that you can use while doing art, hit that subscribe button because that's what I'm all about here. I really hope that this video helped you in your creative journey. If you have any other kind of comments or type of things that you would like to learn and are struggling with, and want to know what my thoughts are or how I go about learning it in a simpler way, share that with me in my comment section below as well, or on any of my videos that you watch on my channel, because if I can make a video like that for you, I will go about doing it. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who watched this video, who take part in the community, making comments and liking on comments. This is a space for creativity and healing. So thank you so much for being a part of this community. And until next time, stay magical.